Number 10. Find the cosine of theta over 2, knowing the cosine of 2 theta is 1/4. For this we have to acknowledge something. Let's make it very big in here. This is 1, 1, negative 1, negative 1. This is the cosine, this is the sine. Okay? Now, for a cosine of 2 theta being 1/4, if this is 1, what is 1/4? This is 1, this is half, this is 1/4. This is 1/4. This is the cosine. But you have two possible angles that are going to yield this cosine. The first one, let's make this color. This is the first angle. And this angle is going to yield a cosine of 1/4. And we have another possible angle, like let's make in this color, because if you just go downwards and this other angle is going to be like this, it's going to start in here and go all the way, stop in here. This could be 2 theta also, and this also 2 theta. Both angles are going to yield a cosine of 1/4. One angle it is in the first quadrant, and the other one it is on the 4th quadrant. So it's not being decided which one is it, because usually they say 2 theta belongs to maybe this quadrant in here, or maybe just theta, okay? But nothing's being said, so we are going to assume that it could be both of them. Not that it could, it can be both of them. And now one more detail. We're going to use half angle identities, okay? We're going to use this one. Cosine of half an angle, it is plus or minus the square root of 1 plus the cosine of the full angle divided by 2. This is half angle, this is the full angle. But notice we have plus and minus sign, and this is very important. We are not going to ignore those signals. Why is that? Because before these square roots, these were cosine square roots of x over 2, and that is why this is a plus or minus. It can be both, because we're going to, because this equation came from this one, cosine of 2x equals 2 cosine square x minus 1. The point is we have a plus and minus, and this is going to bring us to 4 possible answers for this exercise. And let's see how can we solve it. Well, let's just start writing. We're first going to start the half angle between 2 theta, like this, 2 theta, and from 2 theta we're going to get theta, okay, half angle, and once we get the theta, we're going to divide again and get theta over 2. This is going to be the first step, and this is going to be the second step. Let's start the first one. We're going to have the cosine of theta. It is going to be plus or minus. Cannot forget those. Plus or minus 1 more the cosine of 2 theta divided by 2. This is plus or minus. square root of 1 plus, what is cosine of 2 theta? 1/4 divided by 2. This is plus or minus the square root of 5/8. Once we know the cosine of theta, we are in here, we're going to get half of that. Now, the cosine of theta over 2 is again plus or minus the square root of 1 plus cosine of theta, double this angle, divided by 2. And this is again equals plus or minus the square root of 1. Now, what is the cosine of theta? Plus or minus? Again, plus or minus 5/8 divided by 2. Well, yes, we're going to get 4 answers from this. And we have to analyze each one of them. Let's see. The first one, it is going to be a plus square root. And let's put it this way. The plus is square root. It is this. 1 plus or minus the square root of 5/8 divided by 2. The other one is going to be the negative square root. 1 plus or minus square root of 5/8 divided by 2. And again, we're going to have, now it is the final answers, but we're going to have 4 answers. We're going to have square root of 1 plus square root 5/8 divided by 2, and we're going to get 1 minus the square root of 5/8. In here, we're going to have 2 negatives. 1 plus the square root 5/8 divided by 2, and again negative, but this time we're going to have 1 minus square root 5/8 divided by 2. Those are the 4 possible answers, or we just can leave in this way, okay? This would be the most appropriate answer. And I just went further and I just figured out, because cosine of theta over 2, we have 4 possible answers, and resolving just to see what is theta over 2. If we just solve this one, okay, what is the arc cosine of theta over 2? Well, in the end, theta over 2 in here, let's see how many answers do we have in here. Well, for this one, when it's plus 5/8, we're going to have a plus 19 degrees. In here, it is the same, right? Plus 5/8, but just negative 19 degrees. And when we apply the minus square root of 5/8, we're just going to get 71 degrees, and the negative minus 71 degrees. Let's analyze each one. You don't have to follow, okay? If for your level of math this is enough, so stop in here. But I'm going to go further, and I'm going to analyze each one of those answers. I'm just going to pause a little bit, and I'm going to build the 4 possible solutions, so I just save some time. Okay, I just draw the 4 possible scenarios, and let's just analyze them. Let's start with when 2 theta it is less than 9 degrees. Okay, when 2 theta it is less than 9 degrees, it means that the theta over 2 it is going to be 19 degrees. Okay, because if you just take 19 and we just multiply by 4, we're going to have 76. So in this case we would get, this would be our 2 theta, and 2 theta would be 2 theta equals 19 times 4 equals 76 degrees. If 2 theta it is this, then it means that theta over 2 and this would be theta over 2, this is just our 19 degrees. What we have found is this. Theta over 2 it is 19 degrees. If theta over 2 is 19, therefore 2 theta 4 times much is going to be 76. And notice that this is positive. This is one scenario. Okay, this is the most obvious scenario, but we can also have negative 19 degrees, and for negative 19 degrees what are you going to get? We're just going to get the same thing, but just in the opposite in here. This would be 2 theta, and this would be just theta over 2. This would be the 2 theta, but in this case this is going to be negative 76 degrees, and this would just be theta over 2, which is minus 19. And again, look, both angles they are negative, but both angles they yield a positive cosine. It is in agreement with the exercise. But in this way we can just say that the angles are 19 and 76 degrees. Okay, and now let's analyze the other option, where 2 theta would be this big angle and theta over 2 would just be 71. So in this other scenario, this would be theta over 2, this one 71 degrees. And if theta over 2 is 71, let me put like this. Okay, we have another angle this big, and this other angle is going to be 2 theta. This one is going to be 71 degrees times 4, which is 284. Okay, in the same way we could have the negative side of it. This would be the 2 theta negative, and theta 71 would be this one. So this would be, you see, I'm going clockwise, therefore I'm going to the negative part. This would be the theta over 2, which is negative 71 degrees, and this one would be 2 theta, the negative one. Okay, negative 284 degrees. Of course it's not necessary to explain all this, but I just wanted to explain why those signals matter. Okay, they do have a meaning in geometry. Okay, and this is the explanation for those signals in here. But let's suppose they were just asking, what are the 2 possible angles for theta over 2? Well, we would say that theta over 2 could be 19 degrees or 71. Both angles are in agreement with this statement, okay? But if you just want to make it very easy, the exercise, just ignore the plus and minus and just get the answer with everything plus. But in the end, I believe it was worth it to discuss that we have the plus and minus, and that is why in each exercise it is explained. Consider theta as being in the first or second or third or fourth. Okay, never ignore this statement. This statement, it is also put it so we can say which type of angle we are working with. Okay, then that's it for the exercise.